Hello, everyone. This is Hannah. I wanted to share my personal experience with my first Ramadan. I reverted to Islam almost a year ago in the States, and I currently live in Egypt. Since I reverted, Allah has blessed me in imaginable ways, and I am the happiest I've ever been in my entire life, other than having my kids. But I wanted to share my personal experience with Ramadan. I liken Ramadan to a spiritual boot camp where you are peeling back the layers of yourself, like layers of an onion. And those layers are your spiritual self, your physical self, your emotional, and your mental health. And I'm going to start with the physical part that I experienced. So we know that with Ramadan is a time of fasting where you do not eat nor drink anything. You abstain from any intimacy with your marriage mate. You abstain from smoking or any other bad habits that you may have. This is the time to work on yourself with your self-control, your willpower. So 2 weeks prior to Ramadan, I started fasting because I have a medical condition. I have chronic migraines. So when I don't eat or drink anything, it will trigger a migraine. So the first day I started 2 weeks prior to Ramadan with fasting, and I got a migraine. So I waited a few days and started again. I was fine. I was fasting every other day, so it was the days that I was not fasting, I ended up with a migraine. But when I got to Ramadan, I was not having the migraines as much, but I was getting the migraines after I would eat, when I would break my fast at iftar, like 20 to 30 minutes. And I know that's, your insulin is spiking with your blood sugars and so forth. I understand that. Third day in, I decided to incorporate drinking a cup of coffee and ibuprofen to prevent me having a migraine, and it worked, alhamdulillah. So I hadn't had any migraines since then, alhamdulillah. That was great. I gained weight, but this isn't intermittent fasting where I'm working out and trying to diet. But you are supposed to be reflecting on how much you're eating. You're only supposed to really eat like a third of what your meal is. But we don't, and I saw that, and I experienced that, and that's just the way it is. But it's your intentions of what we're trying to do, right? We're not perfect, and Allah doesn't expect us to be perfect during this time either. But it's the intention that you set. So physically, though, fasting is very easy to do. Absolutely 100% easy to do. The only con is it messes up your sleep cycle. Because you have another routine going where you're incorporating the prayers and etc. Spiritually, this helps you really get close to Allah. This is the time to build your routine, to get rid of procrastination, because I'm really bad at procrastination. Spending time to read the Quran. And when I read the Quran, and when you read the Quran, you pick up it differently. Every time you read the same thing, you pick up something different. And it's like Allah is talking to you. And when you see the word you in a surah, put your name in that surah. And it's as if Allah is talking to you. And sometimes Allah answers your prayers and makes you more self-aware when you read a passage. It's great, mashallah. And this allows you to work on, especially as a new Muslim, working on the 5 daily prayers. Now, I've mastered that a few months now, but it's getting into my routine of praying the 5 daily prayers. There are days, and I'll admit it, I missed my prayers. Sometimes I would be able to make it up. Other days I didn't. But Allah knows my intentions, and I used my time as much as I could wisely. So after iftar, I would pray the Taraweeh, either at the masjid or at home. Then in the latter part of the night, I would pray the tahajjud and do some du'as, which are prayers. And the tahajjud is where actually Allah and the angels in the Quran talks about Allah being closer to the earth, basically. So like the first third of the heavens, where he is more apt to hear and grant your prayers and your wishes. So I utilize that time to practice certain du'as. My Arabic isn't great, but Allah knows my intention, and that's all that matters. And right, actions speak louder than words, so I did the best I can. Mentally, there were times when I thought I felt very inadequate, felt very insecure within myself. Can I do this? I don't know if I'm good enough for this, because there were some bumps in the road during Ramadan. I'm not going to lie. And, I asked for forgiveness for those things. I take it as a learning lesson. I try not to beat myself up. I think we're more hard on ourselves than what Allah is on us. And He is the most compassionate, most merciful, and all-knowing. Alhamdulillah. So sometimes we get ourselves psyched out, and that's the mental part, or the emotional part, is where I found times where I was super emotional. I was crying because I wanted what I'm doing for Allah, that it isn't all in vain, and that I really cry out for the connection with Him and the attention I want from Allah. But it's, this thing where, I have bad lifestyle, and I'm just learning new lifestyle, which I've done a complete 360 with, and I'm completely happy where I'm at in my life. I'm very content. I'm very happy. But it really breaks you down, but it builds you up again. You heal from that, and that's what this journey has been, is about healing and making new adjustments for myself during Ramadan. And it's been a blessing, alhamdulillah. So those four components of my life during my spiritual boot camp has been very challenging, but been very rewarding and a blessing. It really has. And for any of you that are new as new Muslims, and this is your first Ramadan, congratulations, alhamdulillah, mashallah. May Allah bless us all during this time, and may Allah grant us the opportunity to experience Ramadan next year. Ameen. And for those that are not Muslim and are curious about Islam, please give it a chance. This is a good opportunity for you to, if you're open-minded, but you're also spiritually seeking a new way of connection with Allah. Allah speaks through us in different ways, and sometimes we have to really hone in on that, being God conscious, and He will answer your prayers. Just be open up to Islam. It's everything. This has been a great experience and a wonderful journey for me, and I hope that you find yourself with Islam, and that may Allah guide you and direct you in the best way you can, so He can show you what your true purpose is, because I found mine, and I am so thankful and blessed, alhamdulillah.